Hi friends, welcome to Shits and Gigs podcast where we keep the vibe high, the humor gets raunchy, and things get spicy when we talk about food. I'm your host Meg Davis, and we are here tonight to channel your inner boss babe with two of the baddest bitches on the block.
Wow.
Right? Quite the introduction.
Quite the introduction.
We have Cassandra. She is the proud owner of Glistening, where we are recording for the first time our first, what was I calling it?
Travel
pod.
First
We're at
travel pod.
Glistening.
Honored.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Live on site.
Live on
We are
site.
live
We are
from
making it
Killing the
happen.
Street.
They came through with the aesthetic. It's really a level up, honestly. So yeah, check out Glistening Goddesses on Killingly Street in Johnson, Rhode Island. She is also the proud owner of Dry Bar in Cranston and Providence.
That's right.
So essentially your go-to girl if you need to level up your looks in any way. And then we have my bestie, Amanda. She is, in my opinion, the number one hype girl here at Glistening Goddesses.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Number one.
Someone's gotta be.
Number
Someone's
one.
got to
Someone's
be.
got to tell you how good
She's
you
gonna
are.
bring it all in. Yeah.
She means it too.
I
Right,
do mean it.
absolutely.
It's authentic
So genuine.
hyping.
So
Yeah.
genuine.
proud
And
of my
she is also a lash extension connoisseur.
Not accepting new clients.
Currently, not accepting new clients.
Too busy.
Too busy.
Yeah.
Too blessed.
Yes,
Yep.
too blessed.
Mhm.
So we're here to channel our inner boss babe tonight, and thanks again for taking the time. I know you ladies keep it pretty crazy, keep it busy, and you also have at-home lives as well. You're a mama to one and an
Yes.
also stepmama to one, and I'm also a mama to one, so we're all crushing it with our hustles
We
on
planned
top
this
of
6 months ago, so
yeah, right,
it's
yeah.
going well.
Luckily, we
Put
were
it in
able
the
to
calendar
put it in the
about 6 months ago.
calendar. Yeah.
But you know what? It
It's
worked
been
out
fun.
great.
It's been fun. So to warm things up tonight, I'd love to dive in. So essentially, I'd love to touch upon just entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Obviously, all three very successful women in different kind of spheres of things, but essentially here to always elevate the vibe and level up. So I'd love to hear about humble beginnings of entrepreneurship for each of us, and then I'd love to know, when did you know you found your soul work?
When driving to work was fun,
Yeah.
when I would text ahead and be like, I'm coming in early, who wants snacks?
Yes.
Like, that's how I know. I was like, and I told Cassandra too, I'm like, you're going to have to file a restraining order to get me to stop coming here.
She means it.
I mean
Yeah,
it, hon.
yeah.
I love my job.
Well, do you
Yeah.
know that Amanda and I have a connection? We worked together at a previous job.
Really? I
Oh
did
my
not know
God.
that.
Like 15 years ago. at this
Maybe
point.
20, hun.
Honey.
It was a while.
Let's
and
hear
we
about
met.
it.
We just met there, and we just like instantly hit it off. But we never like hung out outside of work.
Yeah.
Did
I
we?
have to say, no,
Oh.
but I have to say, we talked every day, but Cassandra, from the day I met her, she's like, no, I'm opening a spray tan business. And
Yeah.
we would like sit down and like,
Yep.
we'd eat lunch together at her desk.
Right.
And she would just be like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like, she never, I was like, well, what about this? And she's like, that doesn't matter, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And like, I'll never forget her just being like, no, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then when we reconnected years later, after we both left that job
Right.
separate times for separate reasons, it was just done.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, no, it's done.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come be a part of it? Yup. I'm
I
out. Put
love
me
that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mid-COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
And what were you doing previously? Or what was the job? It was business marketing, or was it that job or no?
It was a local company, yeah.
Okay.
Costume products.
Oh, cool.
That's
Nice. So definitely not in the same element, though. it
Oh
seems.
no, not naked people.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
absolutely
not. So how did
Everyone
we
had
get
their
into
clothes
naked
on.
people?
That's a good question. I love all these questions.
Because when I met you, you already knew you wanted to.
Yeah, and I didn't always knew I wanted to. So
Yeah.
when I graduated high school, as anyone, you don't really. Well, I didn't really know what I
You're a
wanted to
child.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone ever really knows,
How
but
can you
right.
not?
I actually went to
Yeah.
school to be a court stenographer. So
No way.
yeah, so I actually went to a trade school in Boston at the time, and then they closed because there wasn't enough enrollment because no one really wanted to be a court stenographer.
Yeah.
And they opened in Taunton, and when I walked into the building, like one of the first days that I was in Taunton, there was a pamphlet on the table, and it said, "Become a CART provider." And CART means Communication Access Real-Time Translation,
Oh, yeah,
which is
yeah.
basically closed captioning, real-time closed captioning.
Right.
So I was like, I was actually in the building of the Massachusetts Commission on the Deaf and Hard of Hearing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. I don't want to work in a courtroom. I don't want to work in attorney's office,
Yeah.
nothing like that. And then I ended up just getting a job with the University of Rhode Island. And I did the CART for a student that was hard of hearing. So
Wow.
basically it's somebody who doesn't sign,
Yeah.
who maybe lost their hearing a little bit later in life. because they never learned sign, or they might have a
Right.
cochlear implant. I don't know if you're familiar
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
But they just don't know sign language. So
Right.
this is,
That's so interesting. I actually went to
which has
school.
nothing to do with spray tanning.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's even better. I'm so interested to see where the pivot was.
When did
All right, so
come in the
here we
picture?
go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting to. So I worked about like 15, 20 hours a week,
Yeah.
and I just love to work so much.
Yeah. me too.
And my aunt owns a very successful salon called Renovo in Rhode Island. If you ever need a facial or your eyebrows done,
Nice.
skincare salon.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, people are starting to do the spray tanning thing." And I was like, I was looking at a class, and I literally, it was my side hustle.
Yeah.
As much as like, roll
Live,
your
laugh-
eyes at
live,
those
laugh,
words,
laugh.
please,
No.
hon.
Live, laugh, love.
But
I
yeah.
feel like everyone, especially in today's economy, I feel like everyone I know has some kind of side hustle.
Oh, today's economy. You
But
have to.
10 years ago, it was kind of not
13,
frowned upon.
14.
14?
14.
That's how old we are?
So the brick and mortar location will be 13. What?
She's like, that's how old we are.
Oh, I thought you meant glistening.
No, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was giving away our age.
No,
Oh,
glistening will be
no.
13
I would
in
never do
August.
that to you.
But
It's our
I
lucky
did.
year, hon.
It's our lucky
Yeah, are we
year.
throwing a party?
I don't know. I
We
never
probably
did.
should.
I
Lucky
probably
13. We'll
should.
throw you one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
So I just started like doing it. I made a shitty ass website, shitty
Yeah.
logo. Like on
Yeah.
at the time, like the internet. Like this sounds like so bad, but it really wasn't
Yeah.
easy to make a website.
Right.
You couldn't just go on Squarespace and pop up your thing and go like
No.
this and go on
Like, we're
Canva.
writing
Yeah.
code.
You-
It basically
yeah,
is made
right.
for
It
you
was
nowadays.
MySpace.
Yeah.
It was MySpace internet version.
Right.
And people were like calling me, and I was like, okay. So I went and I just started going to houses, and then I was like, I don't know. Like, first of all, going to somebody's house,
Right.
it's kind of weird. It's
yeah.
messy. It takes forever, but it was picking up. And then I was like, I
Yeah.
want to open a salon. So I looked into buying other salons, full service salons, whatever. And then I landed on the space next to the one we're in right now, which was my original space.
Okay.
Used to be Java Joint, if anyone is from Rhode Island, and they remember Java Joint Coffee Shop on Killingly Street
Yes.
for years, and then that closed, and then it was randomly some like sporting goods consignment shop, and I found out it was up for lease, and I was like, okay,
This
I'm
is
gonna
it.
take the chance. This is it.
Yeah, and what I got away or took away from that was just like you did it dirty. Like you just figured out the website. You just
Figured.
continued
Just did
to
it.
look into it and just didn't quit until it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, a big thing that people kind of overlook nowadays because
Mm-hmm.
of the social media culture and everything. Everyone, the up and coming generation, is kind of
It
locked.
seems so easy.
Yeah, they're locked in on this overnight success when it's really like one in a million, and they're not seeing the back end work of having it be a side hustle to start, and then like building that foundation and knowing when to like trust yourself to like let go too.
So I think the issue with people thinking it's an overnight success is that it's actually not.
It really isn't.
So what I always said, like, I was the only one who worked here for probably the first 7 years by myself, 7 days a week, booking appointments, confirming the appointments, taking the payments, and spraying everybody.
Right.
So, but what people would see was 15 to 20 minutes in my 14 to 16 hour day.
Yeah.
They would come in and they'd be like, she's printing money. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, I am sweating. I have
I
no
live
life.
here.
Yeah.
I live here.
Right.
I go home, I go to sleep, I wake up, and I come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, it must be nice. And like, no, I come in whenever somebody wants a spray tan, which we'll get into,
Yeah.
that's my best advice. But
Yeah.
it's just, I think people think it's an overnight success, but they only see a teeny glimpse.
Right. They're only seeing
Into
a
someone's
speck
life.
of
Well,
it.
and also they don't see like nobody sees January.
Yeah.
Right? Like
No.
in the beauty industry in general, there's a
Yeah.
huge ebb and flow.
Mhm.
It's feast or famine. Like no part of it is consistent. It's what you make of it. But also like the haters aren't coming in January to see what you're doing.
Right.
They're coming in when you're busiest.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then they're hating. Like
Yeah.
bro, we're all over here like trying to every January we act like it's a shock to us that we have one
Yeah.
client each.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like the reality is everyone gets all their services
Yeah.
done for the end of December. No
Yeah.
one needs anything the first 2
Well,
weeks
who
of
was going
January.
anyway?
Right.
Right, and they're
Yeah.
not right, and they're all paying their bills from Christmas. It is what it is. Like
Yeah.
we're
Right.
humans too. The same thing happens to us.
Right.
But like the haters don't come around when you're doing the extra work. They don't
Exactly.
see that you're putting in extra time in those months.
Right.
Like scraping
Making
by
those
to make
sacrifices.
yeah.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
just literally think, like, maybe nowadays, like TikTok, yes, you can post a video and blow up and go viral and become an overnight success, but in 2011, when I opened this, it was not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, Instagram was barely a thing.
Right. And I feel
Literally.
like for the
It
majority.
wasn't around
Wasn't.
until I think 2013 or
It
Really?
did,
Yeah.
yeah, it came out, but it was like no one went on to find a business. to go
Yeah.
to.
No, not really. It was like a social thing.
Yeah, it
Kind
was
of like
like,
a level up.
here's
from
my
Facebook.
lunch.
Yeah.
picture of it, and that's
Right.
it. Like,
Yeah.
wow, cool.
Instagram
Yeah.
is first, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and I think too, we overlook the sacrifice in that like initial hustle phase, and then what are some maybe things we can also give to like during that hustle phase, knowing like how to find that balance, because I know like for me sometimes, especially with the transition of motherhood,
yeah.
I had a hard time balancing like what I should be doing or like how I should be kind of like leveling out my time, but I've come to realize, first off, like the more you pour into yourself, the better you are for everyone else. Like number one.
Yep.
And also like there is like you need to unplug, because in today's society too, like we're all addicted to our technology.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So like I find that I need to like really create that like harsh like I'm working or I'm being mom like boundary, because if you're on your phone like being an entrepreneur, you're booking the appointments because like you need that extra money right now, or you're
Right.
just like showing up differently because you're like it's right in front of you no matter where you are. But where was I going with that?
Just separating mom
Yeah, oh,
time
yeah.
from work time.
Right. How
And
do
like
we
it is
create
tough too that
balance?
we're all like so easily accessible on our cell phones, right?
Right.
Because it makes it
Yeah.
harder to draw that line between
Yeah.
like the next 30 minutes I'm going to focus on my child.
Right.
Because you hear a ding and the first thing in your head, I can speak as an entrepreneur, is I'm missing money. I have to pick that up and look at it.
Right.
I'm missing money.
Yeah. Right.
That's an opportunity. Ding, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good mindset to have. Not everybody has that.
right.
But hun, you have
I know,
to.
no, but there's people who
Yeah.
don't. Like, there's people in the beauty
What if
industry, for example, even in Rhode Island, that they'll be like, yeah, I shut my work phone off. Like, well, you do what?
Yeah.
I haven't shut this thing off in
Yes.
13 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is,
We
you want
only
to, if I
restart
have,
it if there's a
Right.
glitch.
right, if I
then
have the
You have a
phone,
schedule, turn on, turn off.
yeah, like, that's priority. That's how you're going to reach
That's
me
right.
over my regular cell phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we
Yeah.
still do our booking for Glistening old school. Drybar does. Drybar has an app. Drybar is a franchise, in case anybody doesn't know. My
Yeah.
husband and I own the franchises in Rhode Island. So we have Providence and Cranston open right now. Glistening is not a franchise, but we do all our booking by
Yeah.
text.
Which I kind of love. I love that you're still old school about it.
you know what? I feel like it's such an intimate thing. Like, you have strangers getting naked in front of a stranger. That
Right.
to be like, oh, go online and click and book and put your card in and see ya.
Yeah.
On
right.
Killing Me Street at 7:30 on Thursday is
Yeah.
just not it.
No.
Like, we get so many
a big ask.
questions and yeah, so I did the scheduling myself the whole time until last March.
Okay.
I graduated, I retired, and I gave it up
Wow.
to Lauren,
Honestly,
who's on
cheers to
maternity
you,
leave.
because I can only
thank
imagine
you.
how hard that was.
Oh,
was hard,
horrifying.
Yeah.
We got into fights about it because I
Yeah.
was like, you gotta leave Lauren alone. She's doing great.
Mm.
Like, she's really crushing it.
She really is.
But in Cassandra's defense, like, I see both sides of the coin.
Right.
Because for my lash business, I own that.
Right.
So I see that side of it, but then also I see, like, the employee side of it. Because when I'm
Yeah.
spraying, I'm working for Cassandra for her
Right.
business.
Yeah.
So I was like, hun, you can't stop. Leave her alone. Trust her. You
Yeah.
have to trust her.
Yeah.
But then I was
Trust
like,
is big.
ask her for one picture a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough, especially because she was doing it for so long. That's
I know
like
how I
her
have it,
first
how I want it
baby.
done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
And
have a certain
I
standard.
answer the text
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
But to be able to have her do that, and now she gets to stay at home with her kids.
Yeah.
And do that from home. It's
love
just
that.
like a full circle thing. And
Yeah.
so I have it for a couple. I'm getting it back tomorrow.
Gotcha.
She's on maternity leave. But
Her
yes,
last
so
12,
It's
so
hot
whatever
on
it is.
hand.
to be
at
honest,
the
I do
moment.
miss it when I get it.
Yeah.
Because she texted me on Sunday and she's like, "Hey, you ready?" And I was like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
not."
Yeah.
No, I'm really not. Like, I'm enjoying
Yeah,
it. Like, I
You're
love
like,
to talk
I'm
to
at
people.
a farm with my daughter. I'm doing all these
Yeah,
fun things.
I love to be connected
Yeah.
to my business that way, but I don't want to do it full time anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that I don't get to.
Right.
Don't
And that's
have to.
big to.
That's what makes it fun when you
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah,
Right. And it's also
Exactly.
a pivotal point when you realize or like kind of take that leap to like delegate in certain instances, because when you've built it from the ground up, it's so hard.
So I used to watch this or listen to this podcast, and one of the episodes was called Delegate to Elevate.
Yeah.
And they said like the only way that was a big takeaway thing, like stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
And the only way to grow your business is you cannot be the one.
Right.
Like, you cannot be the only one who does everything. And that's what I've always done, and that's how I grew my business. But people came here because of me.
Right.
And now they come for other people, and that's
Yeah.
wonderful, because to get to that point
Right.
is also very difficult.
Oh,
To
yeah.
be like, it was, but so that's where COVID, I hate COVID, will not praise COVID.
Yeah.
But that's where COVID made it a little bit easier, because like we were closed for 3 months.
Right.
And then when we did reopen, things were a little iffy, and I was at home with my daughter because I had just had her.
Yeah.
So it was easier for me to be like, okay, do I pay a nanny or do I pay a spray tanner?
Right. Yeah.
I'd rather be home if I'm going to pay somebody the same amount of money
Right.
to stay home. What's the
Right.
difference?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
There is a big difference, but
Right.
No, but it's hard to toss that coin. I give a lot of parents credit for daycare and all
which,
of that.
Which
because
baby gets a new
my preteen
Right.
at the time.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah.
my
Yes.
preteen
right, but
listening.
it's which baby
Yes.
because that's her child, but this
Yeah.
is her also her livelihood.
Right, and that's
her other
also
child.
the sacrifice and tough choice you have to make sometimes when you want
Yeah.
something that you want to go to the distance, and a
Yeah.
lot of people overlook that too.
The sacrifice is huge.
That drive and like connected vision is like non-existent nowadays. I feel
No.
like there's no
It's not.
push to have like drive to co-collaborate with people and like tap into our like talents and stuff like that. We're all just like checking in 9 to 5 to like pay our bills.
Right, but why?
that's-
Like that's
right.
what so I left corporate America as a director of marketing and sales for a corporate company. I was making just over 6 figures in my early 30s.
Which was a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's
Which
not.
Now
Yeah,
it's,
now
now
it's not,
poverty, but at the
fortunately.
time I was like, living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Living your best life.
Right. And it finally occurred to me one day that like I'm nauseous every day on the way to work. This can't be.
Yes.
It finally occurred to me this can't be what everyone does till they die. I'm not doing this for 50 more years.
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So when COVID hit and, all the directors at the company I was at got laid off because they
Yeah.
could save the most money if they laid off the most expensive people. Makes sense. I get it.
Right.
And I was like, this is my chance. Because at the time, COVID was so fresh that the state was putting anyone on health insurance that got laid off during COVID.
Okay.
And I thought, when again in my life am I going to have health insurance to give it a shot on my own?
Yeah.
So I just did it.
Yeah.
Because you were already lashing on the side at the time.
When I met you, yes.
Well,
Yes.
Oh,
you had
okay.
already met me when you
Well, I mean,
reconnected.
hon, when we reconnected, I'm so sorry.
So
When we
I think
reconnected-
if I my memory is just not the best, but I think I posted that I was looking for someone to do lashes.
You did. You
Okay.
posted on our Facebook.
Oh,
My
oh, boy.
hairdresser, who shout out to Maria.
I posted it in a Facebook group. I'm not one of those
It was a
Facebook
private group.
updates.
It was a private group. And
No
listen,
offense.
Just
wait,
clarifying.
I want to say, so
No,
that was
thank
in
you.
like late November, early December. When
It
did you
was-
reopen after COVID?
We were closed from March 23rd, 2020 to June 1st, 2020. I will never forget those
So
dates.
like July or August, I was driving home and I was stopped right here in Killingley, and I looked left and I was like, if I could only lash here, my career would just
Stop.
That's it. Like literally,
She's the smartest thing she's ever said.
literally,
Yeah.
I literally
Right.
was like, if I could only like get to Cassandra to talk to her about how badly I want to participate in her business with her.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'll ever need.
Right.
And then literally less than a week later, she posted it.
I love
like,
when that
and then
happens.
my hairdresser sent it to me, and she's
Yes.
like, "This is perfect for you." And I,
I
was.
think you DM'd
Then you
me.
instantly
I did.
Because
shit
we
your
had followed
pants.
each other on
No,
Instagram.
I texted you. I was like, "Hello,
We
it's
did?
me. Take it down. Remove the ad. Like, it's me. Do you need a deposit?" I was like, "This is you're done. That's
Right,
it. Take it
yeah.
down. How many weeks advance rent do you need? Like,
Yeah.
you're done." Because I just knew that like if I could
That
get
was
in
it.
there, that like my career would just authentically, naturally explode
Right.
where I wanted
Yeah.
it to be.
Yeah.
And it just happened, and we talked
Yeah.
about it, and she was asking what she was asking for rent, and I said, "Listen, I've only been doing this for 6 months.
Right.
I have some weeks where I don't have a client."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Why don't you just talk to me at the end of each week, and we'll figure it
No,
out."
you said, give me until such and such a date, and I
Yeah.
promise I'll pay you what you want. And I was
Right.
like, fine.
She was
Yeah.
like, and
You
it
know
wasn't
what?
a huge discount, but it
No.
was enough to make me feel like I could get it every week paid without
Right.
question.
And I would rather
Yeah.
her get the clients building
That's
a clientele.
awesome.
If we're
Yeah.
talking specifically
let's
about the
do
beauty
it.
industry,
Yeah.
is the hardest part. I guess I
It
mean
really
a lot
is.
of industries, but
Yeah, gaining the clientele and also
maintaining.
maintaining or retaining, which I think comes down to talent and customer service. 100%. Like
Yeah.
creating that
People
experience for
come
someone.
here because of Cassandra. Even if they don't
Experience.
ask for Cassandra, they come here because of some interaction she has had with someone they knew.
Well,
And-
I mean, nowadays,
Come on, everyone,
Other
like, but it's still like you're the brand.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
want
Yeah.
Glistening Goddesses by Cassandra Spray Tan. And they'll take the people that you've trained because they know how picky you are, so they know that if someone you hired is spraying them, like it's going to be chef's kiss.
Or you've
Absolutely.
trained.
Right,
Yeah.
hon. Well, you had to let one thing go before the book. So
I did. I let the training go. That's,
That's
probably more
right.
important.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Amanda is.
I just took
Big
it from
points,
her.
yeah.
And I took the scheduling. I said, you're too busy when she opened the first dry bar. And I was like, Lauren went on
Yes.
maternity leave. I was the only employee for like 5
For the
months.
first
Yes.
time. This one's always on maternity leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her first maternity
Okay.
leave. And I was like, you're not getting a choice. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I will bring everyone in. I
Right.
will go through all the pieces with them. If
Right.
I feel confident, then you can meet them.
Yes.
And she was like, all right, cool.
I
I
love
didn't give her a
that.
choice.
And
though.
I really
love
think
that.
that, like
I
I,
didn't
said,
ask her.
COVID helped me relinquish control over every little
Mm.
aspect of my business
You have
because,
to.
and my daughter, because I was like, what priorities are.
Right.
I'm a mom. Like, and
Yeah.
I was so like, hustle every day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
make every cent that you can make. And I feel like this is the other thing that people get to. They get to this point of like where they're stagnant. Like, I could have said a long time ago, I don't need that. I don't need to take a new client. I don't need to come in on a Sunday for you.
Yeah.
But I never did. I never
Yeah.
say no. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't think
Yeah.
that I don't need to say no to something. Like, no.
Yeah. And I think
It's
that's
so important.
100% at least half of the reason why you are where you are.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I agree.
authentic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so authentic too.
Because-
Like,
Yeah.
she won't treat our most infamous client differently from our most famous client.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
I always said, I don't care if you're the head surgeon of Rhode Island Hospital, you work at Foxy Lady.
Yeah.
$35 is $35 to me. I don't care
Don't
where
care
you,
where it
or
comes
whatever,
from.
$45.
Yeah.
I don't care where you get your money. You're not better than anybody. This place, I don't care what size you are, what color you are, what sex you are. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Right.
You are welcome, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't.
If you
we
bring it,
really,
we will spread
and I
it.
think we really
Right.
just don't care.
Right.
Like,
Well,
we
as
don't
adults
care.
too,
Yes.
like in our 30s, like you and me, and Lauren is mature for her age for sure.
Yeah.
But like the core of us that have been here since COVID,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like we all hit a point where we just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I never care. I'm
But-
just
but
like,
and the
yeah,
rest of
it's-
us hit a
You
point.
stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
what people
it's
need to
just-
get connected to, is staying in their
Yeah.
own lane. Like everyone has a right to their own opinion, but like my personal phone conversation or something that comes out of my mouth, if it's not directed at you, it's none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's not how I operate. I'm very nosy. It's
Yeah.
part of my ADHD.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I'll come
I'm
into the break
nosy.
room and be like, Cassandra, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm on a conference call. I'm like, with who?
yeah.
But that's just me. It's not like
Right.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
trying to like
Yeah, she just
insult
wants
her.
to know.
I pry.
It's just
I
my
want to
personality.
know.
It's
I
not.
wanna
I'm not
know.
trying to like interfere. I'm just
Yeah.
like, and
Right.
tell me everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she'll just be like, oh, I'll tell you later, and I walk away. But like that's just who I
right.
am.
Right. Yeah. I'm
And if
definitely nosy.
if someone ever said to me, it's not your business, I would honestly be like, you know what? You're fucking right.
Right. Exactly.
I'll see you later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like,
But yeah, and it's actually, so a client of mine, I wanted to celebrate her the other day, and I was going to have her take a picture or whatever, and she's like, oh, but like my crow's feet or whatever. And I was like, I hate to tell you, but no one cares.
literally,
Like
the
once
hardest,
you can get past it, we'll take the picture, but no one else cares about
the
them.
hardest,
Or
life,
will
the
notice.
hardest
Right.
life lesson to learn is that no one cares about you the way you do.
Yes.
No one.
Yes.
No one is looking at your
No
skin
one.
this close.
Yes.
No one cares whether Meg Davis might
Right.
have dark circles today.
Yeah.
No one cares if Cassandra's missing one eyelash extent. Like no
Yeah.
one cares
Not
about you
today,
the way
huh?
you do.
Not
But I know
today.
Chris
She's ready
Brown
for
is
Chris
coming
Brown.
out.
Chris
I know.
Brown is tomorrow. So
I know we're
they're
getting ready for
all
the
intact.
heavenly
All
and holy
intact.
Chris Brown, but like no one cares the way you do.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
That is a hard lesson to learn.
And if they
because
do,
it's
then
humbling.
goodbye to that.
Right.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
like, literally,
That's it.
I
It's not
often
worth
feel
it.
like I could literally walk in a Stop and Shop in my bathing suit. I wouldn't, but no
Yeah.
one would
You
even
would.
look.
You have.
I would. I have.
Yeah.
But like no one even would turn and look.
Right.
They're everyone else.
No.
Right.
So,
there
like,
are
some-
people walking around in high quality underwear and no one's blinking an eye about
Someone
it.
said to me once,
So
one of our
why
clients,
do we
she's
care?
like, what
No
do you
one cares.
think about when you're spray tanning us? I was like, my next meal? She's like, you don't think about our bodies? I was
That's
like,
a good
"No."
question.
Yeah.
But that's a great question.
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm
a
not-
great question.
I'm not at
everyone's
all
like,
thinking
oh, don't
about
look
their
at this.
body.
I have this. And I'm like, well, you pointed it out. I have friends, like really good friends that I've
Yeah.
seen naked a zillion times.
Yeah.
I can't, my friend, I was just at my girlfriend, she's going to watch this and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Daughter's first birthday party. She lifted her arm up and I was like, she has a tattoo on her side?
Yeah.
Like, I literally have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
not-
just don't know. I'm looking at your, I personally, when I'm spraying you, I'm looking at your skin and where the spray tan goes and
Yeah.
making sure that it's
Where your
Right.
body changes shape.
perfectly
Which
applied.
doesn't mean it's wrong with the
That's
shape,
it.
but I want
That's
to
all I
give
care
you
about.
a better service.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, literally.
Right.
I said it
That's
to
the point of a custom spray tan.
Yeah.
One of our younger clients during prom season was like, I still don't believe you. And I said, you know when you're on the highway with your parents in the car,
Yeah.
you know there's cars around you, but you're not like, look at the white Audi, look at the black Toyota, look at the red Honda. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And I know you have boobs, but I don't notice them.
Right.
Yeah,
Makes sense?
right.
Yeah.
Like, you know there's cars
Like,
around
you're not
you,
looking
you don't
with
notice
intent.
them.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
You're not
like,
looking with
right.
intent, yeah.
No clue.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't even
Like,
notice
there's
them.
literally nothing that's stuck in my mind over my career here that I'm like, oh yeah, that. Like,
Right.
Everything's like,
Yeah.
it's a body, it's normal, it's fine.
Right.
They're all normal.
And some
It's
people
honestly
have
just
like,
probably so interesting for you
It's
to
honestly
experience so many
empowering.
different bodies.
To be- yeah.
It's empowering because you see these women come in who, like, according to society, are completely anatomically perfect, and they hate themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, after I was spraying for like 6 to 9 months, I was like, maybe I don't hate my body.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what if I didn't? What if I didn't hate it? And then I
Right.
started to not hate it, and then I was like, what if I like it?
Yeah.
Like, what would that look like?
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, I just watch all these women and girls and humans in general come in, and they hate themselves.
Yeah. It's
But
very
what- and
sad.
But
So
a
it-
spray tan makes
It's
them feel
sad.
better.
Oh, that's pretty
Absolutely.
for anything. Right, they leave here 3 inches
Quickest
taller.
and
Yeah.
probably one of the cheapest level ups that you can
Oh,
do for
God,
yourself.
yeah.
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 Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yes.
I love it. Let's chat building a brand.
Okay.
I know you're very seasoned in this because you've been in this. You said 14 years, right?
Yes, technically yes.
And then
the bad
you
logo
have your
counts
personal
as
page
one.
for your lashes.
I have a
too,
small
right?
brand, but
Yeah.
I love hyping her brand up.
Yeah, let's chat. What are some things that you found like really worked for branding? As far as I don't know, like,
Authenticity, I think.
yeah, I think authenticity is a big
business.
thing
Yeah.
for you guys. I love the photo shoot that you just did.
That was
You know
so
what? That was
fun.
well, no. I mean, that was Laura picked it, but that was my friend. She
Yeah.
started a company called Honey Bun Social, and with her other
Nice.
friend, and they did a great job. But my vision was inclusivity.
Yeah.
So I didn't want like, and you know, everyone who volunteers to be a model is always perfect body. You know,
Yeah.
great, wonderful, confident, great. But that's not what I wanted this time.
Yeah.
I wanted people of different skin colors, different sizes,
Yes.
tattooed people, you know, just like different variations
Right.
of like, this is actually what it looks like when you're in the waiting room.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
models and not
Yeah.
someone who might be on a TV show or whatever.
Right, because you're here to again to give that custom experience to anyone.
And everyone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly.
And I think like consistency with your brand is big too.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing when to like go all in, kind of like you did, like do it dirty, like just start, pick like a logo or do whatever you got to do to just get
The
off
logo
the
was
ground. Was it? What was
Oh
the
my
original
God.
logo?
It was GG, but it was like this font that like definitely
Just didn't
doesn't
work.
exist. If I can find it, I will. But
Please do.
it was
Maybe not.
horrifying.
It'll
It
pop
was
up
black.
somewhere over
Yeah.
here.
Background.
If she can find it.
Yeah,
Right
Nate.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you do that?
Yeah, I can
I'm
edit
so,
it.
like,
Yeah, send it.
400.
It'll pop up right
Yeah.
over here.
Oh, all right. If I can find it, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
find
pop
it.
it in
I'm
there.
gonna dig it out somewhere.
Sounds great.
Some way. I have to have it.
Yeah.
It's gotta be an art or something.
Yeah.
Or paint.
Old logo,
Word
new
even.
logo.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm so like, I feel like I'm at the point, you know, like I'm in my late 30s, and I feel like everyone could always use a rebrand or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so attached to my logo.
But like, also, there's something to be said for if it's not broken, don't fix it.
I
Right,
agree.
Totally.
How many-
Yeah.
You're also in your late 30s.
I also
Yeah.
am plummeting towards 40. So yeah, I'm in.
So
my,
we're not
I'm
the
in-
best
yeah,
to give
we're
advice on that.
In middle age,
I don't
but,
know.
but
I think
how
you are,
many-
though.
but
Yeah.
how- through
Not
our
middle-aged,
lifetime,
though.
how many big brands have we seen screw up because they tried to fix what
Oh.
wasn't broken?
100%.
Tons.
I know, and I'm
Tons.
so because everyone I consult with or ask, they're like, well, maybe you should add a little brown.
No,
A what?
Brown.
brown.
Oh.
No, it's pink with a touch of
Pink.
gold.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
honey. It's pink, gold, and black, and
Yeah.
a smidge of green
Yeah.
on the
On the plants.
plant and
Plants add a
the
little
wall,
greenery,
but
Yeah.
It's not.
Definitely not
No,
brown.
it's
I don't
not
think
my
brown.
forte.
And the
Sorry.
other thing you learn when you are, even if I take like my business ownership aside, the other thing you learn when you're part of a brand,
Yeah.
is everyone has an opinion.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Right.
God,
Every
yeah.
single person who's walked
Absolutely,
through these
yeah.
doors, and people that have never walked through these doors, have. I know, I'm sure you know Cassandra. Can you stretch your legs, please?
Yeah.
Turn the other hip out. It's just everyone has. Tell Cassandra. I'm just. It's wild, especially in a state like Rhode Island. It's so small.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the
It's very
But everyone has an
proximity.
opinion.
Yeah.
So, and I think that like your confidence in
Punching.
your brand, like never. You could have changed the logo 92 times. By now.
Oh my God.
But you
Oh, yeah.
never
No.
really did because you were just like, "That's cool, thank you. This
Yeah.
works. Thank you, this works. Like
Right,
this is what's
yeah.
working for
Like,
me."
respect
I am
down
very. I
there.
can see why people, and these are people that I've like asked professional advice. It's not just
Yeah.
like somebody.
It's not me.
Right.
In case you're wondering, it's not me. Just
But and I respect that and I understand that, but I'm very attached. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems to be working fantastic, so I don't think you have to revisit that anytime soon. But it's important, I guess, when it comes to marketing and building your brand to go full in, like try and keep it as consistent as possible. I think with like a color scheme and like a similar font and all that. Like you want to have those kind of like main building
Just
points.
do what it. Honestly, this sounds so like dumb, but like do what you love.
Right.
Yes.
That's it. But I watched. So when we were opening Dry Bar, they made us watch this TED Talk, and it was called "Find Your Why." So if you can Google this or whatever, you got to get to it.
Yeah.
If you can watch it, it was extreme. It was very insightful.
I think I
and
might have watched
it
this one, actually.
Stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it was just like, everyone's like, I want to make this much money, and I want to have this car and this house and this thing and that whatever.
What do you want to do to get there?
Right.
But it's exactly like it's everyone wants that, and if you don't, God bless you.
Yeah.
But wow.
Ignorance is bliss. I wish I was
Right. Same. I would have a lot more money if that was the case.
Yeah.
But it's just finding your reasoning for what it is that you want to do, what you're doing, or why you're doing it, and then it'll just work.
Right. You got to get crystal clear.
Like I didn't say I want to be a spray tanner because I think I'm going to have the busiest spray tanning salon in the state.
Yeah.
Like whoever thought that?
Right.
Not me.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my hobby on the side, and I just
And I
truly
love it.
like. I love your question about the soul
The soul work.
work.
Yeah,
like
there's
I'm sure there was one day where I was spraying somebody where I was just like, this is it. Like this is. So my side hobby for a while was what I originally was doing for work.
Yeah.
My court stenography, my
Right, yeah.
closed captioning, and then I stopped that because I was like, forget it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I literally would go to work every single day.
Yeah.
Come here and sit and wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
And wait and wait and wait. And I worked my other jobs, put the lights on here.
Right. When I first started health coaching, I was actually juggling. I would start at like 6. I would nanny for like 3 hours,
Yep.
and then I'd go teach kickboxing classes. And then I actually worked at a speech pathology clinic
Oh, really?
as a assistant from like 1 to 5, and then I would work with 2 adults with special needs from like I don't know,
Right.
6 to 9, who knows? But like that's and then I worked with them probably like an hour or 2 after I got out, and then I was squeezing health coaching on the days maybe that I didn't have them or whatever. So it'd be like 2 to 3 hours a couple times a week, but that's what I had to do at the time, and I was just overworked, unfulfilled with where I was going, and I started to like pour that like work into myself, and I saw the effect it had on other people, and that's like kind of where I was like, okay, like I think this is going to be really hard, and it's not going to be as easy and successful maybe as the speech pathology path initially, but like I'm miserable at this place, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I like the way this makes me feel, and you just gotta go for it and stay consistent and just be realistic about like what you can handle. At the time I was living with my parents, so I could do all of those things and then let go of one thing if I really needed to like expand my schedule with the health coaching and stuff. And but you need to know like when to pivot to and trust on like that leap. So when I went full time,
That's it, right there.
right, yeah,
That's it. Because everyone's
Yeah.
like, when did you know?
Right.
And I'm like, if you can figure that out, it'll be great.
right,
Knowing when to say like, okay,
yeah,
I'm not fully booked, because if you were fully booked, you wouldn't be able to work at the other place.
right,
But I'm booked enough where I can pour everything into
yeah,
your health coaching cup, your eyelash,
Right.
my
yeah.
spray tanning. That's when it was just like, and there's a
Yeah.
right moment for everybody, and you can't really,
Right. Yeah, and you just like can't take your foot off the gas.
you can't take your foot off the
Necessarily,
gas.
honestly.
My foot's
Even-
still on the gas.
Right, like when even
I am
when
on
you're
the gas.
seasoned,
What is
there's
a
no,
break?
like, necessarily like a
Wait,
break.
listen to this.
Yeah.
So,
Let's hear it.
so
Cassandra wisdom.
if you want to hear about Dry Bar, that might be a different episode. Maybe we
Yeah.
can do that. But
Can I come?
my husband Jake, he
Well, thanks.
said, we wanted to do a business together. Long story short, I was approached to open a Glistening Goddesses in a very nice plaza that never ended up getting developed because of zoning in Cranston. And I
Got
was
it.
like, Glistening Goddesses in Garden City? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And they were like, why? And I was like, because I like to think of Glistening as like a speakeasy.
Yes,
You can crawl in.
I love it.
Yeah.
No one, maybe if they know you, they're in the same predicament you're in. No bra, no,
Right.
no makeup, hair on top of the head, sweatpants, nipples out,
That's
whatever.
a very great point. I love that. Yeah.
You don't want to see everybody you know.
Right, it's
No.
just a nod and smile.
Absolutely not.
Right.
So I was like, listen.
But Garden
and then I
City,
was
you're like front and center.
like, front and center.
And no one's
Nipples
trying
beaming, ready to go.
Oh, yeah. No one's
So
trying to
I was
be-
like, oh my God, it's Dry Bar. And it just like clicked. And went home. I was like, Jake, I think you should open a Dry Bar. And he was
Yeah.
like, yep, you're right. And it was just like
I love it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Again, there was about 2 or 3 years, COVID, a lot of money, a lot of stress, a lot of trips
Yeah.
to get us to this point. Everyone thinks like,
Again,
oh, you
not
opened
easy.
to dry bar.
Not easy.
Not
A lot of
easy.
phone calls while I was spray tanning, and didn't tell anybody because I believe that certain things you shouldn't. I'm a very like public person, I would say.
Yeah.
But you're also very private.
But yeah, I don't like to jinx things, so I sometimes
Yes.
won't. As much as I want to be like, I'm opening a dry bar. Like Lauren at the time was working at the desk. She was helping me a lot. She's like, who are
Yeah.
you always on the phone with?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then
I-
they
you
changed
know,
the subject.
I
Yeah,
assumed
like,
it was allergists for Celine.
like no, she wasn't
Yeah.
even born.
Okay, but like when I was in the picture,
Okay.
I was like, it's definitely Celine's my team.
Yeah, like
She's allergic to the air.
everything.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was like, it's definitely. I was like, this poor. Every day that she would take a conference call, I was like, this poor kid.
Yeah.
Like, and come to find out, I should have been celebrating her, but every day I was
It
like,
was-
poor baby.
But I
Poor
just didn't want to talk about it because I'm like, what if this doesn't come to fruition?
I believe in that too. Yeah, I feel
I believe
like
people can block, energies
Absolutely.
and block
Yes.
things. I know we
Totally.
talked about I believe that she manifested.
Oh, absolutely.
Listening.
I
I
100%
I know
believe
I
in
did.
manifesting.
Oh my
By far.
God, we can have an episode
Oh,
on that.
yeah, we could totally do an episode.
We'll be here all
on
night.
manifesting.
We got a lot to
Love.
talk about.
Yes, we do.
We'll manifest the whole thing.
But what was I saying? Did I finish what I was saying? Or no?
All the work that went into getting to the dry bar. To
Oh
getting
yeah,
to
dry
routine.
bar.
And like
The trust for the leap.
the location.
No, that's not it. I
Not
forgot.
relocating, not
Pivoting.
rebranding.
Oh,
pivots.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So the-
yeah.
So,
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
doing
starting
great.
this.
Yeah. So it was just like I knew then, like, okay, this is what
This
it
is
is.
it,
Like
yeah.
glistening is not. It's not it. Glistening is meant to be.
It's glistening.
Yeah.
You either
It is
know-
what it is.
If you know, you
It
know, and
is
if
what
you
it
don't,
is.
you should probably
Yeah.
text 218-8411.
Thank you. Wow, you know that by heart.
Hun, I look at it every day.
Number one hype girl right here.
That's right. I literally eat, sleep, and breathe in this place. It's just fun.
This place literally is the best, and I'm not just saying
I
it,
come here
but the
on my
energy in
one day
here,
off.
Yes.
the clients in here,
the clients
Yes.
are it.
and I'm dealing with clients in different businesses, and
Yes.
the glistening clients are just number
They're
one.
amazing humans.
And I
Every
think-
single one of them from every single walk of life is
Yes.
just amazing.
I love
Right.
that.
And they want to know what's
Like, I'm
going
not just
on with
saying
your
that.
child, what's going on with your
Right.
stepchild, where are you at with this?
Yeah.
Tell me more about your wedding. Like
Yeah.
they're so invested in us, it makes you want to give them an infinitely better experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Because
feel
you're like, how holy. Someone said to me today,
Yeah.
"Are you so excited for the birthday party for your stepdaughter?" I said, "What?"
Like, how
Oh,
did
She's
you
like,
know?
"I know it's on.
Sweet.
She's like, "I know it's on this weekend every year." I was like,
yeah.
How did you know?
"Elise, what?"
That's so nice.
Like
Yeah.
she was so
She's
she's
the
so
best,
invested
yeah.
in me
Yeah.
that
Right.
I want to make sure even more than I did before because I like my job
Right.
that she has a good experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I want to be more invested in her because she has that in me.
Right.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel
the,
like
it's
we're
the drive to be better because
Absolutely.
they respect you and they treat you so well.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Our clients are bar none. Like
I-
Really, I can attest to that.
I love it.
yeah, you
they
don't
are.
won't find a better group of
You
people.
won't. You won't.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we're just starting to hit a sweet spot elevated. A lot of our people are like becoming interconnected, which feels so fun.
Yeah.
But I think that initial like vibe is created by the people like that are behind the desk. So like that's a thing too. Like you have
People
to check
behind the desk
yourself.
are also spraying you.
Yeah.
I don't believe in receptionists here. We can get
Yes,
to that
yes,
another
yes.
day.
If you were-
will
we
see me
wear all
spotlighting
hats.
on a
We wear all
Thursday as a
hats.
receptionist, but no,
Yeah.
I feel like yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Like the people in the back are the ones that are like creating that vibe. So like also one big thing too that I think is important is like obviously everyone has their ish.
Uh-huh.
Lean on your people at work, like if they're your people, but leave like that energy like elsewhere. Like don't bring that to the client space.
Absolutely.
No, they know.
So
they
many
can
people
sense
do
it.
that. Like
no, but
so
they
many
can
people
tell.
get
They can
derailed
tell.
by like
the
their
minute,
personal life.
the
And
minute
it's-
something's wrong, our clients will be like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're literal 1% different from yesterday. What's
right,
up?
right.
Yeah.
And like they'll call us out on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it checks you because you're like, wait, I was like feeling something so hard that I changed this person's regular
Right. You
experience.
immediately
Yeah.
shift
And you don't
the
wanna-
energy.
yeah.
No, right. And you
Yes.
don't want them leaving
It's
here
tough.
feeling bummed.
Right.
So, or any experience.
Right.
I
How
guess,
could
feeling
you?
bummed. You don't want
Right.
that.
They
If you're
couldn't.
in a service-related industry,
impossible.
you're not only in it, but your drive is to see people leave happier.
Yes.
Like, and that's
absolutely.
what gets you. Like, I want to do it. Women will come in here horrified by themselves and leave here feeling like they are it, and they
Yeah.
are it.
Right.
They are it.
Right.
But like maybe no one else in their life has said, "Hun, you have a great body."
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
exactly.
no other person has said to this woman, "I'm proud you're going to nursing school." I will.
Right.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I will tell them all the time, "You have the most perfect breasts I've ever seen."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why do you tell me that?"
I
so
don't
that
do that,
you know, because
Yeah.
they're gonna walk out of here 3
Yeah.
inches taller.
Right.
Their whole life.
But
they're
she
gonna be
means
like this.
it.
And I
yeah.
mean it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you just some of these women have never heard that they're beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
And if it takes me telling them, I don't care.
Right.
I will tell
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
They will leave here feeling like I have to come back.
Yeah.
And that's what I want for our clients.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For her clients. That's what I want for her business.
One of my favorite hobbies is reading the room. I love
Oh.
like
What?
being in
What's
a new
this?
space and
Reading.
like reading
Observing.
the energy, observing
Is
other
this
people.
like a thing, or did you make
Just
it up?
Like people
I
watching,
guess
hun,
like
but
people
in a
watching,
larger
Oh, okay.
but in like
a
I'm
larger
like
scale, like a whole.
I'm
Okay.
doing like a scan of the energy. I'm like, okay, like does this, or I guess one of my favorite things to do in public, because I don't go out in public often, so I need something to look forward to, I guess, is I'll look around and I'll be like, who needs a pump up? Like if I'm at like a bar or something, like maybe there's like, I don't know, I just can read like body energy, I guess. So like if a woman's kind of like, I feel like she doesn't have like the confidence that she should about like her like awesome outfit right now. I'll like give genuine compliments. Like,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
talking to like that grandma in the yogurt aisle because like
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows if she's gonna talk to anyone else that day. Like
Right.
I don't
I
know.
love giving
It's just like a-
women compliments.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
It's as a woman.
Wow,
Anytime,
yeah.
Anytime you get a compliment from a man, you're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I know you don't mean it. Like you just assume they don't, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When another woman, especially one that you find value in, how she looks, how she acts, what
Yeah.
her life is like, what she does,
Right.
getting that compliment from a woman that you view that highly, it carries you.
Yeah.
There'll be
Yeah.
situations
Yeah.
in life where you're like, so and so said, I had the best ass they've ever seen,
Yeah.
and that's gonna get me through freshman
She's
orientation.
seen a lot
Right.
of that.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yes,
Right.
She sees a
I've
lot of
seen
that.
Yeah.
very many cheeks.
So she means it when she
I
says
mean
your
it.
boobs are good. So
And
she
yeah,
said that.
if I
to
tell
Yeah.
you, if your spray tanner tells you your boobs are good, like she's not lying.
Yeah,
Because she
definitely
she
not.
didn't have to say a single thing.
No.
No.
She's just there.
I mean,
doing
number
her
one thing for me when I'm hiring anybody or having them spray with my name is
Yeah.
making people feel comfortable.
Right.
Like, I care more about that than giving good spray. Obviously, I want you to give a good spray tan. but
Yeah.
You can teach the craft,
Yes.
the trade of spray.
If you're like
Right.
awkward and just like silent, hello,
Yeah.
like the person is
We
gonna
can't-
think, oh my god, she's looking at this like ounce of fat that she probably doesn't have,
Right,
But she's
right.
thinking she has it,
Yeah.
and it's like no, you
Yeah.
can't teach,
You can't teach
Comfort.
that. Either
Comfort.
you
Yeah.
have it,
or
and
you really
can,
don't.
You can refine it for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you either are capable of making a naked woman feel comfortable, or
Right.
you're not.
Right.
Mhm.
And again, some of these women, the only other person who's seen them completely naked is when they gave birth their child.
Yeah.
Not even all of these
Well,
women
someone
have
to
been
get them to
completely
get
naked.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Right, but not even all
That
of them
one
have been
person.
completely naked in the daylight in front of their partners.
Yeah. This is a
Like,
very good
there's-
point.
I know. I
Yeah.
hate when somebody like I don't spray as much anymore. I'm again semi-retired, but
Yeah.
when someoone's like, that's what I say. I'm semi-retired.
I love that for you.
But they're like, oh, who's gonna see my boobs? I'm like, who? Hopefully,
you-
someone
you.
besides me.
Yeah. Right.
Like, girl,
But
come
even
on, take
you.
them out. Let's
Yeah.
go.
You're gonna see them.
Yes.
And I genuinely mean it. Like, I don't give a shit what your boobs look like.
I don't care.
I
do
really
not
don't. But
care.
guess
No,
what I'm
I'm
gonna
just
tell
here
you?
to pro-
They're gonna
provide
look
that
worse
service.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, they're gonna
Absolutely.
look worse white.
Yes.
So
You're gonna
let's
feel-
get them
yeah.
tan,
Yeah.
and they'll be better.
I love it.
Amazing.
So creating experience, I have tips for retention and strong foundation. I think customer experience, huge. Follow up. What's your schedule or do you have a follow up structure? No. I mean, your people are
She
pretty
says
loyal
no,
in general.
but I'm gonna say yes because
let's hear
we
it.
do a lot of interacting socially.
Oh,
So
okay.
like one of our clients will post their kid's birthday party. Every single girl that works here has written.
Well, a
happy
lot of
birthday
them,
to her.
a lot of them will
Okay.
if we follow each other
Yeah, yeah.
online.
We
But
follow
as
each
far as
other.
like following up and saying thank you for coming, sending an email, we don't do that.
Okay.
I am also, again, anyone in any sort of beauty industry or franchise world is like, you do everything wrong. You don't online book.
Yeah.
You don't offer or recommend pre-booking. I don't believe in pre-booking. And this is why, because if I say to you, hey, Meg, are you going to book your next appointment? You're going to be like, yeah, okay, sure. Let me get my phone.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking awkward.
Yeah.
And you're going to make an appointment. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to
Cancel.
cancel that appointment.
Probably. Yeah.
And guess what? If you want to come back, guess what? You're going to text us.
Yeah.
218-8411.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
218-8411.
Like
Right.
you're just gonna do it. I
Right.
don't need to force you to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna happen authentically and
Yeah.
and it happens, trust me.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
It
It really
does.
does. Yeah.
But you will want to do it. Like if I love my whatever I get,
Yeah.
pedicure, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have
Exactly.
to tell me to go back.
Right.
Right. You don't
Right.
have to ask me if I want to come.
No.
I'll call you.
I will
Right.
know. Like I will go.
Right,
I
and
don't
that's-
need you to make me an appointment.
Right, and I think
you.
to touch on that too, that's why you always have to have your foot on the gas pedal. You can't like take it off because if you're not consistently maybe having a goal to have X amount new walk-ins or whatever per month or like whatever, like you're not continually filling those voids that just happen because some people don't have the money for it, or they're going through a life change, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have control over anyone but
Life is
yourself.
hard.
So
Something else
you have to
that
account
I
for
learned
that.
in the beauty industry is that everything that we do as an industry is a luxury.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No
100%.
single human is going to be unable to live if the beauty industry ceases. Me and Sandra. But if the beauty industry ceases to exist tomorrow, no single
that
human's life will end.
Yeah.
So, if I make it hard for you to get lashes done by me or
Right.
to get sprayed by me, why are you going to go out of your way to do it?
Right.
Because you're giving me money, you're carving time out of your schedule for me
Yeah.
to come here based around our schedule when we're open, when I'm available to lash you.
Yeah.
If I make it, if something comes up in your life that's real and I make it hard for you,
Yeah.
why are you going to continue to seek out that service?
Right. 100%.
Yeah, you're right. And nowadays, I mean, when I first started, there wasn't as many spray tanners. Lashing was becoming more and more popular, but now it's
Yeah.
like every bitch on the block is
Yeah.
lashing
Yeah.
somebody in their house,
Yes.
Right.
across the street, whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks they can take a 1-day class and learn how to spray tan. God bless you.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fine.
more than that. Yeah.
Right. But
It's more
it's just, there's so many things happening that
Right.
it's like, it's not, like you said, if you're going to make it, me jump through hoops to get an appointment,
Right.
and I'll just go to
The other one.
Sally over there
Yeah.
and
Right.
she'll get me
Right.
in the same day.
Yeah, she might
Right.
botch it, but
Right.
she got me in.
Right, exactly.
Right, like it looks, doesn't
Well,
look
like
good, but I
in
mean,
today's like Amazon society, if you will,
Oh, yeah.
that can you get me in 48 hours?
but I've
is a-
always
is a
had the
big thing.
Amazon Society mentality, even
Right,
before
right.
Amazon.
Right.
Yeah.
So
To your
I'm
credit.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. And you are
Queen of killing.
With
Queen of killing late cheers.
I like
so
to
I
think-
had it figured out and just didn't
Absolutely.
go all the way
I think you're
through.
cool.
I
Cooler
guess
than
so.
Jeff
I guess we had to
Bezos.
follow through more on the Amazon mentality.
But still, like if you don't
Oh, well.
if you don't get back to people, or if
They
you
will
don't-
go somewhere else.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Absolutely.
I want to go to Glisten Goddess, and the friend said it's the best. I
Right.
texted. They waited a day. They didn't, but
Mhm.
hypothetically, they're gonna text.
Right.
10 other people.
Right.
Ooh, another thing,
Oh.
I think people like that are actually doing the job can't be the ones to cancel unless it's absolutely necessary.
Absolutely.
There are so many new people that
Hun?
I've noticed that are canceling for unimportant things,
Amanda
and
will
I just
attest.
don't
We worked
get it.
with COVID. We all got COVID in the salon,
Oh, really?
and I worked a K95, whatever.
Yeah.
I was in here a full year.
Yep. And we just
Head to
came to
toe
her.
PPE.
I've worked
I'm
with
not gonna get
the.
you
No, I
sick,
know.
but you're
We
gonna
won't
take
get
it.
you
And I'm
sick.
gonna make.
We worked with, I've worked with the flu. I've worked every single thing. Like you,
Yes.
I don't care what I
Yeah.
have. You never cancel a client.
Yeah, I
Thank you
actually
for
on
that.
one of my I do a bath bombs episode every week, essentially like big picture thinking. It's just like a solo episode of myself where
Oh,
I kind of
cute.
dive into random ideas that I have.
What is Bath Bombs up to?
Because originally I
She
started
records in the
recording in the
bathtub.
bathtub.
New?
But yeah, or no. Well, yes, I am nude. You
But
couldn't
there's no
see
video,
me.
hun.
No video. And then I actually
Audio
added,
only.
yeah,
Oh.
I added in ASMR like a bath fill up. So like me
Oh.
filling up a bath. So now
I'm
the
interested.
pivot I took is it's just like my audio, and if I'm in the bath, fantastic. But I'm more so creating that experience of drawing a bath for yourself while you're listening, kind of
Uh-huh.
thing.
I
love
like
that.
that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be better about loosening up expectations too. Because like again, you have this like big vision, big idea, but then you also have to cater like your life circumstance. So like hopping in the
Uh-huh.
bath once a week just was not ideal for being a mom of a toddler sometimes. So I
Trust
was
me,
like,
girl, I know.
Not
yeah,
ideal.
right. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do this at 5 o'clock in the morning on my couch because that's what worked for me or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but to keep
100%.
authentic to the bath bombs, because I really love that idea, I was like, I'll like have the bath filling and like it's an experience for the listener or whatever.
More so you. Okay.
Yeah. But
That's
where
nice.
was I going with this?
I like that.
Anyways, where was I going with this?
See? Not just me.
Bath bombs.
You were very excited
Oh,
about being
I just did an episode on.
You were very excited. We don't know
She
about
was,
what,
see?
but-
I knew
Well,
it.
because we were just talking about, I had this big picture thought about like how we got from the Mayflower to like where we're at now, like literally
Mm,
approaching
wild.
on a boat to skyscrapers, and like the hustle and the drive that it and talent that it took to get here is just like so limited in
It
today's
is.
society.
A very
God.
small amount
So-
of people.
And I have a lot of
limited.
employees. Yeah.
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 It's terrible.
No one
like,
wants to
turnover,
work.
especially how has it been with the dry bars? It's like the newest Bennett
Honestly,
business.
great as far as turnover because
Good.
everyone we talked to other franchisees and stuff,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Oh, forget it, the turnover." Yeah, and I was
Really?
like, "Oh God!" Like I have 6 employees here. Amanda will know,
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
including me, 6 or 5. That's a lot
That's
for
a
me.
lot for
That's
Yeah.
a ton. I had one.
Well, for a small business, that's a good crew. Yeah.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
that, and we have no turnover.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
That's
We had like
awesome.
one or two, and it's like that's it.
Yeah.
But dry bar, the turnover is not as bad as everyone made it sound.
That's good. Yeah.
We are very fortunate because we have Tony and Guy, we have Paul Mitchell,
Yeah.
and Empire Beauty School. Not every state has beauty schools,
Right,
so
right.
that does help. But we have people that leave on great terms, and they're always welcome back.
Good.
And
That's
so it's
awesome.
not that bad.
Yeah. Fun fact: Tony and Guy was actually my first job.
Oh, really?
I was the receptionist on the weekends when I was 14.
In Cranston?
Really?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Cranston.
wow.
Yeah. The
Listen, I
direct
say being a
circle.
receptionist is the greatest job you could ever have.
I
told all my
am
receptionists
so
that,
happy
and
I
they're
did
like,
it.
"Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I was a receptionist at Renovo again
Yeah.
when I was 17,
Yeah.
and I learned things that I still use
Absolutely.
to this day with my book,
Yep.
with my business.
Yeah.
So
I actually love that was my first job because it was just at like that peak of when like texting and stuff started.
Mhm.
So I feel like a lot of people in my like age group or whatever. What am I trying to say? Not age group. That's awkward. Generation. Yes. Thank you.
I don't
A lot
know
of
what
millennials.
generation. Some days
A lot
I
of
am
middle-aged
Generation.
women.
elder millennials.
Elders.
I'm definitely elder.
Millennials.
Elder, hun.
I'm like borderline a different one.
Everyone's communication is shitty because everyone went virtual. But I
Uh-huh.
had that job that kept me on the phone and communicating with people, and I think that was just such a big thing.
I think another thing that I've really seen stand out is authenticity. Like,
Yeah.
whenever someone, and I want to use Emma as an example because she's our most recent hire.
Yeah.
She said to me, like, while I'm training with you, I see people asking for you. Can I book with Amanda? I didn't get Amanda today. Can I come back and have Amanda? And she's like, what's your secret? I said, I'm just authentically myself.
Yeah,
That's it.
100%.
Because
Like,
listen,
some days you may get ADHD, but and you may get weird, Amanda,
Right.
but they come back because they know I'm being real.
Right, yeah.
They think it's
Amanda
hilarious.
was
I don't
the
know.
best happy accident I've ever had.
Ever.
I love that.
So she was renting doing her lashes, and she had said something about getting a part-time job, and I was like, "What? You work here?" And she's like, "Yeah, but I need extra money." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, don't you want to learn how to spray tan?" She was like, "I didn't think you would ask me."
Well, I'm never one to assume.
yeah.
So if you don't, like, if I haven't heard that you have a position open, I would never be like, hey, so do you want to hire me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also. Like, this is not who I am.
Right.
Like,
I'm not even sure if I knew I wanted to hire
No, you didn't, but you
Plug
did.
this in. You're
But
good.
we did, and honestly, Amanda she took to I think I trained you, obviously, like
Yeah.
who else would have? And she took to it so well, and people just loved her. And I was like, what is going on? Like, people are texting me at the time I had the phone in the book, and
Yeah.
can I have Amanda? What day is Amanda there? And I'm like, I've never had this, and I've had
Yeah.
other people,
Yeah.
but I've never had it to the extent of Amanda
Yeah.
that I've had, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm just 100% myself.
Yeah.
And even
People
like,
love it.
to the point where we were talking earlier, a client once, Cassandra and I have always had this really authentic banter with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she'll be like, Amanda, can you whip out that wall? And I'm like, nope, I'm busy right now. And she'll just go, okay. If anyone else said nope to her, she'd be like, this is your resignation. But like,
No, I'm not
we've
that
always, but she knows I respect her. It's not,
Yeah,
like, I'm not,
right.
Yeah.
I only push back when I authentically mean it.
Right.
And she
yeah.
knows that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like, I really can't. I'm doing something today. I can't make it work. She's like, great. I know you mean that because you never like said
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it's just being that authentic person. And like
Right.
I also have never felt okay enough to be myself in a
Yeah.
place of employment.
right.
Like I knew like I can like the weird things that
Wear
I
a
do.
bra
are
for a
okay.
shirt.
Yeah.
The weird
does
things that
Yes.
I do are okay here because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still providing a service.
Right.
The owner of the company is still thrilled with the service I'm providing, and she's thrilled that I'm being myself because people are drawn to it.
Right.
As
So, like,
long as
and-
my customers are happy, I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like that helped
Like,
me.
this
I
is
can-
weird. I don't know if we can talk about weed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
we
for it.
can. I made listening a drug-friendly place of employment.
Listen, I was like, oh my god, she's high, and like I've smoked weed before. I'm not a prude,
Yeah.
obviously, but and I was like, okay, she's coming to work high. This is interesting, but people loved it. So I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, girl? If you work better like that, and you work better with weed, I encourage weed in the workplace.
Yeah.
I
and I honestly
I don't
love
care
that
as long as you get the
approach.
job done.
Right.
Every
Exactly.
so often, I'll have a client come in and be like, "You haven't smoked yet today. Like, what time should I come back?" Because like when I'm just like I'm good at my job, but when I have marijuana on my side,
She's
I feel
an
like I'm just
advocate.
it.
I
just
yeah.
hit it so good. Like I
Yeah.
don't. And it's
She hits
because-
it right.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
it's because I take out all the anxiety of did I
Right.
nope, I just did it and I know I did it.
Yep, yep.
Like
Honestly,
the white noise is quiet.
Yeah,
There's
Eve does
no
that
question in my
for-
mind.
Right, and like I don't care what you got to do to get there,
Right.
as long as you're healthy and you're fine and you're
Yeah.
my clients
I'm
love
also
it.
a
Right.
high functioning weed smoker.
You really
like,
are.
I'm not falling asleep. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's hit it even harder.
Yeah, you get more energy.
Yeah.
It's
That's how I
strange.
am too.
Yeah.
I typically I call it my nap time hustle hit. So when I get camped
Yeah.
down, I'll take like literally just 3 hits, and then I can just like hone in. Like you said, the
Fun.
white noise is
Just do
gone,
it. Yeah.
and I
The
just
Yeah,
can
foolishness
hustle.
leaves. The foolishness leaves.
I think
Celine
it
doesn't
depends
nap,
on the
though, so
person.
I'm out.
Oh,
She doesn't
shoot.
sleep at all. So
No.
Oh,
the
God.
first human that's
She's
never
gonna be
slept.
4, and even last night she was up for 2 hours. I was on the
Oh
floor.
my god.
Yep.
I
So
feel
it's-
you.
It's,
It's not
easy.
that bad. He's
No.
sleeping right now. Who knows what'll happen? But
Oh, God,
a
she
good
can
year and
sleep
a half
till
ago,
2 and a
no
half.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
God bless.
I know.
I don't know how you do it.
Tired.
None
You
of us do.
Right?
think of coffee when you're laying there, and you're like, I'll just have coffee tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be
I'll
fine.
be okay.
It'll all be good. And
Yeah.
here you are.
And then I try to think, like, really, this sounds like you see all these things online, and you have the mom memes that come up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
on your thing, and it's like, you'll never get this time back, so let them crawl in bed with you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful
Yeah.
that my child is
Have a
here.
healthy
And
baby.
Right.
Exactly.
That my
Yeah.
baby and I have our own beds.
this
for her
is
to
my
crawl into.
biggest issue. I'm blessed.
Right,
Whatever. I'll be
yeah.
tired.
100%.
I'll sleep
If the-
one day.
Right, if the fact
Yeah.
that I didn't get a full 8 hours, if
Yeah.
that's my payment for having the life I've always wanted, then
Yeah.
okay, I'll
Right.
find a way.
Yeah. Ugh, I love that mindset. I actually need to probably embrace that a little more.
No,
When you're in it, it's really
Yeah.
hard.
It's
Yeah.
hard, but yeah.
It's really
at the
hard
end of the
to
day,
get out of
like
it.
the smiles, the giggles, all the. I'm sure she has like crazy comments at
Oh,
4.
she's the
Oh,
best.
honey.
Well, she's almost 4. She'll be 4 in
Almost
September,
4?
yeah.
Nice.
I'm one of those that says, like, the next age.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't keep track of these months. People ask
Right.
me.
No, even my own age. I'm like, I'm
7
38.
months.
I'm
Yeah.
not. But
Yes.
I'm just like, might as well just
Rounding up.
round
Rounding
up.
up.
Right.
It makes
We
it
always-
easier when we get
Isn't that
there.
one thing we learned in elementary school?
Absolutely.
To round
Yeah,
up?
you
I don't know.
always round up. Unless
Yeah.
you owe someone money. You round,
Round
up.
up.
Like I owe Cassandra $2. Not
She
$2.37. $2.
$2.
I don't
It-
remember from what, but it's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was when I got paper a few times and there was like change, and I kept adding up the change.
$2.
Because I would take, if it was like 65 and
Yeah.
80 cents, I would take 66.
Yep. Yep.
And she was like, all right, hon, well, you owe me 18 cents. And I was like,
No,
what?
hon, I don't think it's that bad.
Well, that was a joke. And then it added up to $2. So now we just have, I have this ongoing $2
That she
bill.
owes me
That's
$2.
hilarious. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
And I'm never going to pay it in full
No.
because then she'll have nothing to ask me for.
Definitely
Right.
not.
Definitely.
It's my trick.
I want to touch upon your kind of like co-collaboration relationship too. I feel like Jess and I really have that, and I've been working with Jess, so she's like my direct mentor.
Yeah, I
in
never
the
say
Herbalife
working
space.
for me.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
No,
I like that you
'cause-
just said that.
Yeah, so
We all work together.
Yeah, and we've been independent coaches with Herbalife. She's been in it, I think it's 13 years, and I've been in
Wow.
over 8. But when she opened Elevate, was when I took that like final leap of like full-time health coaching, and just like the doors that were open from that were crazy. But I think we are like so different, but I think what's really powerful with our connection as far as like the workspace goes and like creating that community is just like we've already touched upon authenticity. Communication is huge, like being very upfront about like your wants and needs, or like things that are not going great maybe.
Can I pause you on
Yeah.
communication? This is something I learned from Cassandra. So,
Oh.
no, really, I learned so much from you.
Newsflash.
You don't even know. I
Yes.
learned from Cassandra that if I know I'm going to be having a very stressful day, week, month,
Yeah.
I'll give the team the heads up. Hey guys, going through it a little. If for any reason my communication seems short or anything like that, it's because of me, not you.
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to ask me.
Don't take it personally.
Please
Yeah.
feel free to ask me to clarify. Please don't take it personally. I assure you it's me, not you.
Yeah.
And I was always like of the mindset that you just like keep it to yourself and you just like figure it out.
Right.
Well, you're supposed to like leave your problems at the door and just go to work, and like
Right,
that's
right,
it.
yeah.
Every workplace says that to you.
Right.
In
But
corporate
that's
or
not
whatever.
real life.
Yeah.
That's not real life. I
No.
can't detach my brain. I can't.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
It's my heart and my brain. They're all mixed in, right?
Right.
So I learned from her that if I proactively said to the people I'm working around and
Right.
with
Yeah.
and for,
Yep.
I'm having a hard time. And like a good example would be Cassandra might say to me, "Hey, hon, blah 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 for tomorrow." 9 out of 10 times I'll be like, "That is awesome."
What's
that
blah, blah,
one
blah?
Hun, I'm just an example.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one time that I'm going through it and haven't communicated to her that I have all this going on behind the scenes, I'm gonna be like, no, and she's gonna be like, what do you mean we're not doing this or what? Like what? So if I
Yeah.
proactively say I'm having a hard time,
Right.
please give me a small amount of grace this
Grace.
week.
Yeah.
The team is so supportive.
Absolutely.
And they go out of their way. People will check in on me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what I want. It's not for attention. I just want, if I'm a certain way, it's me, not you. Please
Right,
don't
yeah.
think it's you.
Yeah.
Please know it's me. And if
Right.
if I just answer a text short and you're not sure, ask me.
Yeah.
And I learned that from Cassandra because she, especially building up Dry Bar, she'd be like, listen, guys, I don't want to talk to any one of you today. Like, I have
Yeah.
so much to do. Like, make it work. Let me know afterwards. And
Yep.
having that heads up from her, I knew, like, okay, there's this one situation. I can handle it A or B. She would handle it B. I'm going to do B.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't second guess it because I knew that bringing it to her would cause more of a problem in her life than it was
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, and it's not necessary. Like,
Yeah.
if she can
Right.
figure it out
Right.
to how to do it, and she knows what I would want done, then that's it.
Right.
And I
Right.
feel like in other businesses, in my other businesses,
Yeah.
there are times where it's like telephone or whatever, and it's like you could have just handled it. Like she
Yeah.
said, what would Cassandra do? What would, Jake and I want to do in Dry Bar, for example, but you don't need to.
But also proactively communicating.
Right, but like you don't
yeah.
need to tell me also
Yeah.
what you did. If
Right.
it's done
Right.
and the
Right.
client's happy and we're all good, then why are you
Right.
calling me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
up?
Like just
We'll
trust
go-
again. Yeah.
And this is a testament, I think, to our trust of each other. We'll go weeks without talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like on a human basis. I'll text her, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the total of the day, this,
Yeah.
bye. She won't even acknowledge it, but I know she saw
Yeah.
it. But that's because we both have real lives.
Right.
And then we'll also go weeks when we're on
No.
the phone 2 hours a day with each other trying to problem solve real life shit.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, that's just normal life, and neither one of us takes offense to it.
Right,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
busy
Right.
and everyone has shit. And
Right.
Right. Everyone.
I feel like that's so important, just like in your workspace. Obviously, it's not really feasible in every workspace because corporate America makes that very
Well, we also have a
hard,
very
but-
tight knit workspace.
Yeah.
So Amanda is here lashing, and then it's somebody spraying, and then when she's not lashing, there's nobody here,
Yeah.
and it's her
spraying.
spraying. So we really don't, which is a good testament to our relationships with each other because we don't
Yeah.
always work together.
Right.
You know, we kind of work alone.
Yep.
Or I'll be here helping when I come in on Thursdays. I help at the
Yeah.
desk and I take clients. But that day,
I want to shout
Yeah.
out Lauren Rodriguez too because
she's got a lot of shout outs.
Hun, well, listen, it's
No, I
important.
know.
She's really good at communicating.
Maybe it's gonna be her
She is.
podcast. So just
I
kidding.
know.
She's great at
I'm out.
communicating with us. She's great at communicating with the clients. Like
She's great.
nailed it. Like
Love it.
she's very authentic.
Even
about
when
it.
she's driving,
honest.
she tells me,
Hun,
she sends me text. I'm driving. She's like, this is what I want you to know. She does book the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
everyone who's tuning in.
Yeah.
She says, I send this, like, I'm driving, can I get back to you? Because this is my problem, and not that anybody cares about this, but I would be so obsessed with, oh my God, I didn't answer the text right away.
Yeah.
They're going to go somewhere else. And like 13 years in, I'm still thinking like that.
Yeah.
And Lauren will be like, I sometimes answer 15 minutes later. They all book an appointment. But I'm like, you got to get on it. You have to do
Right.
it, or they're going to go. You know, so I think it's my own mental thing
Yeah.
that holds me back from
Right.
being like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But this time I've been pretty good with the book and the phone.
And you've been great. I want to give you credit too.
Yeah.
You've
That's-
been very.
like we said, it's not
very
easy to
good.
let go of
Flexible.
something like that.
Wow,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
No.
So proud of you.
Thank
Very
you.
proud of her. Yeah.
Are there, I feel like we hit everything, but are there any other takeaways as far as, was there any like big moments where, I don't know, any like big takeaways from the journey in general? You've been in
I kind of have
the
one.
industry for so long.
I'll think about it while I listen to Amanda's.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with women in particular who either have achieved what you want
Yes.
or who will not be yes men.
Yes.
Because no one's doing me any favors if I go to them and say, I'm thinking about this for my business, what do you think? And they just say yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, did you go through everything that could go wrong? 'Cause
Right.
I did.
Yep.
And asking.
Mhm.
A lot of women want to help other women. I've
Right.
never seen.
Oh, yeah, you never know until
Yeah.
you
Oh,
try.
yeah.
I've
And
never
like,
seen
yeah.
someone, especially Cassandra, more help other women try to succeed.
Mm.
But especially women, I think we're so nervous that other women are going to respond negatively to what
Mhm.
we're asking for that we're so afraid that we just don't even do it.
Right.
But
100%.
ask, like, other women want to help other women.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
Yeah.
it becomes natural.
Right.
And if you ask people instead of, like, you know, trying to do something sneaky, just come out and ask
Right.
her how she got here. She'll tell you exactly how she got here.
Exactly.
It's not a secret. She'll tell you how hard she worked. She'll tell you what she did.
Right.
It's not a secret for her.
Right, and that's who Jess is for me too. I chose to go like in on Elevated with her, not because I'm financially invested, but because I believed in her and she like had what I wanted. So it was like, I'm gonna stay close to this one because she's living the dream, and she like has continued to open doors. And like 8 years in, I still like the other day I was like, hey, you're crushing it with enrolling people in this challenge. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And she like opens up, like, you have to ask. You have to always be a student is like a big thing. Like, you're never like number one.
And that's what I said before. Like, never think you're good and you can. If you feel like, okay, I want to have X amount of clients a day, and I want to be home by this time, and it's different when you're a solopreneur.
Yeah.
And you're the only one doing it.
Right.
And you really can't spray or whatever, lash or do, health coaching for every single person.
Right.
Because you are one person. But I think just having that, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Because my best business advice is never say no.
Yeah. Never
Ever.
say no.
Ever. To anything.
Shit, should we just end on that? Never say no.
Never say no. It's my
Never
best
say
advice.
no.
Cheers.
I still don't
Focus
say
on
no.
notes.
She doesn't, except
Yeah.
to me, but.
Oh, to her, yeah.
I also say
if
no
she
back to
says,
myself.
can I get a spray tan right now? I will say yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Always spray tan for life.
Yeah.
Oh,
I always
God,
want to see her
yeah.
naked. She always wants to see me naked for no reason, though.
So fun.
But I am getting a spray tan for Chris Brown, so we'll end on
Yes, yeah. I love
Chris
it.
Brown,
Cheers
if
to
you're
being
watching.
Brown.
Baby.
Cheers to being boss ass bitches. Keep hustling, keep moving.
And you know what? Unless you can think it all you want, unless you put it to execute it,
Yeah.
no one's
It's not
gonna
gonna
know.
happen. Right. You just
So
gotta
just
trust
give it a
yourself.
spin.
Advocate for yourself.
Give it a
Yeah.
fucking spin.
Advocate.
And if it doesn't
get
work,
done.
Like,
then
you didn't
that's
lose
fine.
anything.
Right.
That's okay. No one's
okay.
gonna know. Don't be embarrassed. No
Yeah.
one cares.
No one cares.
No one-
cares about you.
No
the
one
way
cares.
you do. No one cares.
I've
about
tried a
you the way you
zillion
do.
different things, and
Yeah.
this one really stuck.
Yeah. You just gotta
Yeah.
find your niche. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You gotta have fun. You just
Yeah,
gotta
find
do
your
it.
soul work.
Yeah.
Find your soul
Truly,
work.
when you're
Soul work.
doing something that provides you with more reward than,
Oh, yeah.
than you give to it, it's so fulfilling. Like,
So fulfilling.
coming to work excited and giddy is
Same.
wild to me.
And
But I
looking at the
still
book
do
and being
it.
like, oh my God, I love her, I love her, I love her. I can't wait to ask her
Yes.
about this and
Yes.
this and that.
Yes.
And I think that's it. Like finding your soul work. At this point, glistening is just about how we make people feel.
Right.
And there's been so many different times where people come in having the shittiest day, and whatever, or they're
Right,
getting
it's not
sprayed
just a
for
salon.
No.
whatever
It's
they're getting
therapy,
sprayed for.
It's everything.
It's everything. Yeah.
We know people are getting a divorce before they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're pregnant before their family does because they want to
Right.
make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like we're the first
People-
ones.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
never
so
forget the
crazy.
day a client came up to me who had been so depressed for so long and was working towards
Oh, I'm
not
gonna
doing
cry.
any self-harm. And she pulled me aside and she said, something you said to me stuck with me and I haven't harmed myself in 2 weeks. And I was so fucking proud of her.
Oh my
and
God.
also the fact that she trusted me with that information. I
Yes.
was like, I hugged her, we screamed, we celebrated it, we sprayed her.
Does she
like,
still come? Have we heard
I haven't
from
seen her in a minute. Let's reach out to her.
Yeah, I
But,
think so.
the fact that she trusted me and us with that information,
Yeah.
I
That speaks volumes.
it's not lost on me the amount that people trust us with their personal stuff.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not lost on me.
Right.
It's not
100%.
just ass
And they're
titties.
literal scars, whether it's
Literal
self-inflicted,
scars.
cosmetic, medical.
Accidents. Yeah.
We've seen it all.
Yeah.
And just like,
And it's never lost on me how vulnerable these people are to share that with us, and that they
Right.
want to. She was dying to get here to her appointment to tell me she had been
Yeah.
self-harm free for 2 weeks.
Which you're probably the only person that knew that.
But hon, I was so happy for her
Yeah.
and proud of her, and we celebrated it. But we also talked about if it happens again, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're still gonna celebrate day one of being
Right.
self-harm
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
So it's not just spray tanning.
Yeah.
no, it's really not.
It's
Really
really
not.
not.
It's
It's
so
really
crazy how
not.
such a basic idea, but it, like once it's
So
captured
basic.
in like a vision and a community, it's just like so much more than that.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
really
community.
is so much more.
Yeah.
As like cliche as that sounds, it's a community.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
our clients would go hard for us if we asked them to, and
Oh,
vice versa.
absolutely, yeah.
Vice versa.
They were about
Yeah.
to tear down this building. All hell would break loose.
Oh.
Please.
Killing Lee would have no chance.
Killing they would have no chance. No.
All right,
No.
ladies, this was fun. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking
This
the
was
time
great.
tonight.
So fun.
Hopefully, you guys got some takeaways and make this the most viewed episode for Cassandra because
It has
she's
to
here
be.
to hype it
I
up.
have to be Amanda's episode.
She
Yes.
has to. Please do it. Please, for my own sanity.
And come get a spray tan or a blowout or your eyelashes done. or get some health coaching. You get a lot of options.
218-8411.
Yes.
Not
if
for
you
dry
wanna
bar.
find anything. Oh, do you want to shout out
Ask
your
for
handles
Amanda.
on Instagram? Do you guys know?
At Glistening Goddesses.
Yes.
For the salon.
Yeah.
Salon.
At Dry Bar, Rhode Island.
Dry Bar Shops _ Rhode Island spelled out.
My bad.
I'm just at Glistening Goddess without the plural.
Yeah.
At Amanda Marie _Tufts.
Yes.
Or at Goddess/RI.
Get it? And I am Meg Davis, health coach. Cheers, ladies. Way to boss
Cheers.
it up. Thanks for a fun episode tonight.
Killing Lee Street at night is truly
Lit.
unlike any experience you'll ever
Yes.
have.